today we'll be talking about Vullaby, the first of two dark flying Pokemon introduced in Gen 5, the other being its evolution, Mandibuzz. Vullaby's previous BYC dates are November 16th, 1997, September 6th, 2000, June 28th, 2003, April 18th, 2006, February 6th, 2009, November 28th, 2011, September 18th, 2014, July 9th, 2017, April 29th, 2020, and February 18th, 2023. Given that Vullaby is the first of a two-stage dark-flying evolutionary line, it could be seen as the counterpart of Murkrow. This is helped by the fact that vultures, which Vullaby is based on, and crows are both considered omens of death. However, Vullaby is a female-only species, while Murkrow is not. Within Gen 5, as I learned watching the 14th movie with its evolution, it is the game-exclusive counterpart of Rufflet, with it also sort of being its female counterpart, although these two lines are not considered related. As for Vullaby's design, I love that it wears a bone like a diaper, as vultures are associated with picking at dead animals, usually taking the scraps from other predators. For some reason, I naturally say this Pokemon's name as Vullaby. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Vullaby, the diapered Pokemon whose number is 0629. This is what it looks like. Its type is Dark Flying. Abilities: Big Pecs or Overcoat. Weak Armor is its inability. Gender ratio is 100% female. Catch rate is 190 or 35.2%. Breeding is a group flying. Hatch time 20 cycles. Height is 1'8" or 0.5 meters. Weight is 19.8 pounds or 9 kilograms. Base experience yield is 74, leveling rate is slow, EV yield is 1, and in defense, shape is that, footprint is that, Pokedex color is brown, and base friendship is 35. Vullaby is a dual-type dark/flying Pokemon introduced in Gen 5. Evolves to Mandibuzz, starting at level 54. Biology: Vullaby is a Pokemon that resembles a baby vulture. It has a plump, stout body, covered in dark gray feathers, tiny wings with gray tips, and pink feet with 3 clawed toes. Vullaby's neck is short and supports a round pink head devoid of any feathers except for a crest on the top. There is a collar of fluffy, light gray feathers around its neck. It has a small gray beak and red eyes. Vullaby protect their rear by wearing a cracked upside-down skull as a diaper-like undergarment, hence its categorization. Vullaby either finds this bone itself or uses one found for it by Mandibuzz. Its large appetite results in large growth spurts, resulting in Vullaby having to replace their bones, and they often pass older bones down to smaller Vullaby. Vullaby often starts petty chats with their own kind on which bones are the most comfortable. Vullaby is known to chase after weaker creatures. Vullaby is a female-only species. Evolution: Vullaby evolves into Mandibuzz, so Vullaby, Mandibuzz. Game data, Pokedex entries. In Gen 5, Black. Its wings are too tiny to allow it to fly. As the time approaches for it to evolve, it discards the bones it was wearing. White. They tend to guard their posteriors with suitable bones they have found. They pursue weak Pokemon. Black 2 and White 2. Their wings are too tiny to allow them to fly. They guard their posteriors with bones that were gathered by Mandibuzz. In Gen 6, X is Black's entry, Y is Black 2 and White 2's entry, Omega Ruby's Black and X's entry, and Alpha Sapphire is Black 2, White 2 and Y's entry. In Gen 7, Sun protects its plump posterior with the bones of prey it has consumed. As it grows, it replaces the bones. Moon. It can't fly yet, and must wait until its wings have developed more. Since it's still at a playful age, it hops around friskily. Ultra Sun. Mandibuzz gives it the bones it wears. Vullaby's wings are short, so it can't fly yet, but it jumps around, dreaming of wide-open skies. Ultra Moon. Its healthy appetite leads to visible growth spurts. It often has to replace the bones it wears as its size increases. In Gen 8, Sword. It wears a bone to protect its rear. It often squabbles with others of its kind over particularly comfy bones. Shield. Vullaby grow quickly. Bones that have gotten too small for older Vullaby to wear often get passed down to younger ones in the nest. In Gen 9, Scarlet is White's entry. Violet is Ultra Moon's entry. Vullaby in the Alola Pokedex. Vullaby in the Kitakami Pokedex. See one chasing a Hatena. Vullaby in the Blueberry Pokedex. You got one here on the Throck looking all confident. Game locations. Side game locations. Stats: base stats, HP 70, attack 55, defense 75, special attack 45, special defense 65, speed 60, for a total of 370. Type effectiveness: damage normally by normal, fighting, flying, poison, bug, steel, fire, water, and dragon. Weak to rock, electric, ice, and fairy, all for double, immune to ground and psychic, resistant to ghost, grass, and dark, all for half. Notes: if Miracle Eye is used by an opponent, this Pokemon is given a ring target, the effectiveness of psychic-type moves is 1, so go from 0 to 1. If Gravity is in effect, this Pokemon is given an Iron Ball or a ring target, or is affected by Smackdown or Ingrain, the effectiveness of ground-type moves is 1, so go from 0 to 1. Learn set by leveling up: 1, Gust and Leer, 6 Flatter, 12 Pluck,
Pluck, 18 Tailwind, 24 Knockoff, 30 Iron Defense, 36 Whirlwind, 42 Air Slash, 48 Dark Pulse, 54 Nasty Plot, 60 Defog, 66 Attract, and 72 Brave Bird. By TM001 Takedown, 3 Fake Tears, 6 Scary Face, 7 Protect, 18 Thief, 25 Facade, 30 Snarl, 32 Swift, 36 Rock Tomb, 48 Air Cutter, 47 Doer, 49 Sunny Day, 50 Rain Dance, 60 U-Turn, 62 Foul Play, 65 Air Slash, 70 Sleep Talk, 85 Rest, 87 Taunt, 94 Dark Pulse, 97 Fly, 103 Substitute, 104 Iron Defense, 113 Tailwind, 114 Shadow Ball, 118 Heat Wave, 140 Nasty Plot, 164 Brave Bird, 171 Terror Blast, 175 Toxic, 177 Spite, 181 Knockoff, 191 Uproar, 197 Dual Wing Beat, 199 Lash Out, 203 Psych Up, 204 Double Edge, 216 Feather Dance, and 221 Throat Chop. By breeding, Murkrow gives it Mean Look, this group gives it Roost, and Mandibuzz gives it Toxic. Special moves. In these events, it gets Attract, Dark Pulse, and Toxic. Side game data, you got all this. Evolution data, Vullaby, level 54, Mandibuzz. Sprites here, so darker colors as you expect, and a lot more different proportions. That's interesting. It's similar, but slightly different. Huh. Then for shiny, it's darker pink for the main body, and then for the feathers, these kinds of browns. Yeah. The skull is whiter, that's interesting. In Gen 6, you get the models, and these kind of proportions, I guess. Pretty good adaptation, I'd say. Gen 7, not really much changes. Gen 8, you get the much better models. Homes, you get these models. Animation, Vullaby in Pokemon the series, Black and White. Not all that. Pokedex entries in Black and White episode 95 in Ash's Pokedex. Vullaby, the diapered Pokemon. Vullaby's small wings keep it from flying. It tends to chase Pokemon weaker than itself. Manga, Vullaby in Pokemon Adventures. The TCG. Trivia. I read this first point in the Rufflet video. Vullaby and its evolved form were designed by James Turner, according to interviews with Ken Sukamori and Nintendo Dream. Vullaby and Mandibuzz were added late in the development of Black and White, and despite the fact that there were too many bird Pokemon already, their designs were approved. Despite Vullaby's Pokedex entry stating that its wings are too underdeveloped to let it fly, it can still learn Fly and Brave Bird. Origin, Vullaby is likely based on a vulture chick. The bone armor it wears is similar to a baby's diaper, with physical similarities to a human skull. Its frequent growth spurts are another connection to babies, which grow at much higher rates than adults. Name origin, Vullaby may be a combination of vulture and lullaby, which are often sung to children or baby. Vulchai may be a combination of vulture and child. Other languages, related articles, references, external links. Let's move on.
Now let's watch Vullaby's first scene in the anime.
Hello and welcome to the anime section of the video. Today we are watching Kyurem and the Sword of Justice, which towards the beginning of the film, the narrator is explaining the world of Pokemon.
Groups large and small, living with their Pokemon friends.
And that is Vullaby's first scene in the anime. Let's move on.
Now let's see why other people love Vullaby. Now let's look at fan art.
Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you familiar with the series, you might be wondering why we're on this single image, and that's because this is the only image we'll be doing today. As the next image is a stolen image. This is Vullaby by Danny, my brother. So I got a slightly more simplified Vullaby here on this background with a Japanese name. Very well done. Let's move on.
Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight as I simply don't have time. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Mandibuzz. As always, this is my proper outfit. You'll see me tomorrow.